Welcome back. In this discussion, we'll discuss C# pass by reference. So, as we talked about in the previous lecture, the default case for a parameter passing in C# is pass by value. You can change that with the ref keyword here, and that's pass by reference. What that means is this becomes a reference type then. So A and B now have a reference relationship with one another. And if you recall the discussion about reference relationships, essentially this becomes two references to the same memory location. So in this case, when A starts out to be 80, and then it's changed by do something to 33, not only will the value of B be changed to 33, we'll see that value reflected in the current value for A as well. Let's run that line by line, and we'll see. I'll put a breakpoint here, and we'll run to that point just to make sure that that is correct. So it starts out as 80. Inside the method, it initializes its initial value as 80. Changes it to 33, and we change the value of A to 33 as well, and that's pass by reference. So by adding the ref keyword on both the formal definition and on the actual parameter list, we've changed our parameter passing method in C# to this picture here, right? So both the parameter, the actual parameter, and the formal parameter now refer to the same memory location, and that gives the method the ability to change the value. The reference parameter is a two-way data communication, so you can view it as two-way. The pass by value is essentially one-way communication. The caller sets up the initial value, it passes it to the function, says do something with this value, but it won't allow the method to change the value. So it's one-way communication into the method. The method can't communicate any information back out to the call, to the caller. With the reference type, you've set up a two-way street. Because the reference type is a two-way street, it wants that initial value to be set. Here I change it, and the compiler is going to fuss at me here. Should try this. Use of unassigned local variable A. It's because, again, the reference parameter is a two-way street. It's saying, you haven't initialized this value yet. It's declared here. I've commented out where it's initialized. It's going to fuss here too. But even if this wasn't printed out here, so I'll comment out this as well. Now the error should move down to this line here. Same thing. Use of unassigned local variable A. Two-way street. It wants the caller. The reference says you must initialize this. There's another type of reference parameter that we have actually seen in C#, and that's the out parameter. I'll change my ref to out, and we'll see how that behaves. So the out keyword, changing ref to out here and here, has created another one-way street. The value parameter, the value type, is a one-way street, but here the one-way street for information flow is from the caller to the called method. With the out parameter, what you've said is it's a reference type, but the data flow is coming out of the method. Therefore, the compiler no longer cares that A is not initialized here. It wants B to be initialized here because it says, okay, the value of this parameter, since it's out, is not known. It's not set. You don't know if it's been initialized or not. Therefore, you've got to set it in here. But mechanically, that is really the only difference between the out and the reference, where the initialization has to take place. Of course, it'll be happy either way if we comment this out. It just insists for the out parameter that the method itself initializes the parameter before it's used and before it's returned. Think of it, it's a one-way street with information flowing out of the method. That's why the initialization location changes. And that's all we need to discuss right now about C# reference parameters. So C# supports both value parameters by default and reference parameters changed with either the keyword ref or the keyword out.